George Regan is a longtime race director for the Freihofer's Run for Women. Worked with him many, many years at News Channel 13 when we did what was a very popular recap of the race. And George still going strong, no longer the race director for the Freihofers, but still has his hand in everything, including the Troy Turkey Trot event, which obviously is coming up on Thanksgiving morning. And George joins us here for a few minutes on Big Board Sports. Good morning, George. Roger Weiland, Chris Honorado.
Hey, Roger. How are you? Hi, Chris.
Hey, George.
We're great, George. Things are great. I know my wife, Kelly's, looking forward to running along with Rachel, who's my 13-year-old. They're going to enjoy it. This is the 70th running of the Troy Turkey Trot. How big has this gotten, and is there still room for anybody who wants to run on the Thanksgiving morning?
Yes, that's great. Kelly's always been very active in running. I remember working with her at the first Freihofer's training challenge we started like 7 years ago. And, we got this mother-daughter team, and so that's great, Race is going well. We'll probably have about 8,000 total participants in it. It's a great time to have a race, simply because, later that day we're all going to eat turkeys for Thanksgiving dinner, and this is a great way to burn them out, so you can kind of eat those calories guilt-free, if you will.
That would be the plan for most, I would think, right? That's the mindset. If you're going to run, you want to get some exercise and you want to feel good because you know that later on in that day you're going to be stuffing your face with a lot of food. So I get that. George, how much does this cost to enter the event, and what about the registration going on right now? Where can you register?
You can register online, TroyTurkeyTrot.com, and right now, the cost to do the 5K is $15. Or I'm sorry, that's the turkey walk. The 5K and 10K are $30, and the turkey walk and grade school mile are $15. We do have an in-person registration that will start this Sunday, and then Wednesday before the race. And then, if you're a procrastinator like me, we do have limited race day registration up to 20 minutes before each event on Thanksgiving morning.
George Regan with us here on Big Board Sports 104.5, the Team ESPN Radio. The Troy Turkey Trot, of course, coming up the morning of Thanksgiving. It's the 12th largest turkey trot in the country. And, George, as Roger mentioned, it's the 70th running of this particular turkey trot. When you got involved, how big did you think this thing could possibly be? You mentioned maybe more than 8,000 runners Thanksgiving morning.
I really didn't expect this, Chris, to be honest with you. I got involved in the mid-'80s, and we had about 2,000 runners in it at that point in time, and I thought that was a big deal. But, I guess the fact that, if you look at this event, you're right, it started in 1916, so it has that history, that tradition. In the 70s, you saw a lot of women coming into the sport. So that gave a boost to the numbers. And then in the 80s, you saw a lot of things like costumes and fun type of happening, and that gave a big boost to it. So, I mean, you gotta realize that the Troy Turkey Trot is a big family and friends reunion. Last year, we had 37 states from around the country represented.
Hey, George, having said that, though, will there be some competitive runners that are going to go out there and they've got their personal best time and they're actually trying to win this thing?
Well, yeah, that's true with any competitive road race, and that certainly will be the case this year. You've got Jonathan Aziz, who won 5K last year in 14:53. I mean, that's a pretty quick time for any of us. And then Karen O'Connor won the 10K in 31:30 last year. So these guys will be back. And the women, of course, Karen Bertasso won last year with a 36:18, and Karen won the women's race of the 5K in 18:04. So yeah, we're going to see them, and hats off to them, because they're the people that make it really exciting. But for the rest of us, we just want to burn some calories and have a good, fun time with the community.
That's all. Well, let's hope the weather cooperates. And sounds like you're 8,000. That's a great number. But still, as we just mentioned, time to sign up and get out there on Thanksgiving morning for the big turkey trot in Troy. And George, we appreciate you coming on Big Board Sports. So you've been just phenomenal with the race here in the Capital Region for so many years and continuing to do a great job. Thanks for a few minutes.
You bet. My pleasure. See you later, Chris.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, George.